Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap pre-market morning leap session. My name is Doug McKay. I am the founder and head moderator of Quantum Leap. It is Thursday, June the 18th, 2015, the day after Fed Day and one day before quad witching. So it should be an interesting day. Before we get going, let me get the legals done. This information is for the purpose of educating members who want to expand the knowledge of the business for trading. It's not for trading or investment advice. You and only you are responsible for the trades or investment decisions you make. Trading futures or any instrument involves risk loss. Please consider carefully whether futures or options are appropriate to financial situation. Only risk capital should be used when trading futures or options. Investors could lose more than initial investment. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results in any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own plan and your own risk parameters. Okay, so let's start with, let's just get the news out of the way. We had CPI, core CPI, unemployment claims, and current account. And basically a bit of a mixed bag, but it's more positive than negative, and we really didn't do much off of it. We do have news coming up at 10, the Philly Fed and CB leading index, and then we have 10:30 natural gas storage. So just a little bit of news today, but I think the real story today is going to be quad witching. Taking a look at yesterday, we were using this 95 and a quarter as a key area for us, and then the 89.50, and came down, broke down through the 89.50, and then rotated all the way down, hitting all our targets, and coming down to this 78 and finding buyers, and then rotated all the way back up, and nearly missing our target we had at 99 and a quarter. I thought we'd actually get a push through here up into the 2100, but sellers stepped in. Mr. Sneaky led the way, and we rotated back down into the close into that 89.50. This is our Fed spike. Our Fed number is 84 and a quarter. It's going to be a key level for us. But this was actually a pretty good trade. I waited for the move down, and then I got long above the trade level 82 and a quarter, and then did okay on it. Let's go and just get our macro to micro, take a look at where we are within this trend. You can see this is just a simple candlestick chart with a 9 EMA and a 20 SMA. That's my moving averages that I use for just tracking trend and doing my naked cross studies. We've got slope and separation. Again, we're just we're slightly losing slope, but we still have separation. This trend is still intact. I'm still anticipating a push into the 2100s and a move to equalize those all those weak highs that we've got above. Going to the weekly, we did see some weakness, and we tested and came down and tested the 20 SMA, opened up, gap down, and they've worked their way back up, and we're now trying to get back above the 9 and the 20. So the trend is being challenged on the weekly, but we could see continuation if we can get back above this 9 EMA. On the daily, you can see that we did have the start of that trend down, and we failed to get above the 9 EMA yesterday, and we're struggling to get above it and stay above it today. But we are seeing some violation of the downward trend that was starting to happen. Just going down into the intraday to take a look at the intraday trends coming into the RTH session. You can see that we had this naked cross here when we had the sell-off, and on the 4 hour came back up, closed it out, creating another naked cross, came back down, closed that naked cross, and now they're back up above the 9 and the 20. We're getting slope and separation. We've got a start of a upward trend on the 4-hour. On the 30-minute, you can see that the trend is strong. We closed out that naked cross that they left and got back above the 9 and the 20. We've got slope and separation to the upside. So the trend is increasing and pretty strong right now on the 30-minute. Going to the 5-minute, we had a strong trend overnight, and then we've been getting consolidation, but we're starting to get a little bit of slope and separation, so we could get a start of a upward trend going into the RTH session. All right, so let's take a look at the big structure. Nothing really changes. I mean, I didn't have to make a lot of changes in the ES levels. You know, the good thing is when you're trading inside a balance for so long that, you know, you don't even have to think about the levels. Right now, balance was at 93.75 before the news. I put the ES levels out early because of the fact that I felt there could be a revaluation. Didn't get much, but we are trading, and I would say that the new balance here is 95.50. Excuse me for 1 second. Sorry about that. We've got a little bit of a CLVN at 94.50. I'm actually using the value area high from yesterday, which is at 95. And I'm going to use it as a bit of a slush zone. And then just below that, which was where we had balance prior to the news, which is 93.75. You can see this area right here between the 89.50 and the 2100 and a quarter. You know, we've got undetermined fair value here, and you can see that this whole area inside of this distribution zone above 82.50 and 2100, you can see how whippy and gappy it's been. And the reason why that is because there's a lot of undetermined fair value here. I mean, you've got 87.50, you've got 91.75, 93.75, and 95.50. This is still has to be repaired. All depends on me today, or on my thoughts today, is whether or not we get above the range from yesterday. If we can get above this, the high from yesterday, which was at 98.75, and we come up and challenge the 2100 and a quarter, this is where the battle zone is going to be. Because if we break this, I think we get a strong move up to at least test the 2103.75, if not the 2107.50 value area. And this is my key line in the sand above me right now, is this 2107.50, because that's the long-term value area high of this micro composite that goes all the way back to the beginning of February. And if we can finally break out of that, then I think we go and we go and test those highs and repair those weak highs that we have. So let's take a look at the overnight and start moving our numbers over. Currently right now we're trading 96. We've got another 35 minutes before the open. So, you know, I'm going to put the overnight high in at 97.50. No surprise on 97.50, gang. I mean, that number's been a key number we've been using for weeks now. But we could get some expansion still in the Globex session, so this overnight high might shift. So it's going to be a little bit dynamic. We'll have to keep an eye on it. The overnight low is down at 82. Again, another key level that we were looking at. And then the overnight VPOC is 95. So basically sitting right on top of that value area. LVN at 90.50, but we've got a CLVN there as well. LVN at 93.25, but I don't think it's very strong. I think 91.75 CHVN is going to be a bit of a magnet in that area. So let's just expand this out and start setting up our levels for the day. You know, 95 is going to be my main trade area right here for getting short. Anything above 95, I want to look for opportunities to get long into 2101.50. I will not short above this unless I get a particular setup, and it'll simply be a short scalp. My main hypothesis is to hold value in this area. We might come down, make the gap close, and take out the naked VPOC, find responsive buyers down here at 89 at the close, or even dip a little bit further to 86 area, the value area low. I'm expecting to find responsive buyers in this area between the 91.50 to the 86 if they get below the value area high. Anything, and once they come down here, if they find responsive buyers, I'm looking for a move back up through, okay, and outside of value, challenge the range high at 98.75, and then a breakout at 98.75. I'm looking for a move. You got a little bit of resistance at 2100.25, but I think if they get outside of the range, I don't think we have to worry too much about this CLVN. I think it's going to pop right to what is going to be our main target above, which is 2101.50. I'm going to front run it by one tick. Why is my drawing tool not working? There we go. And then just above that is the CLVN at 2103.75. And then we're going to have a little bit of resistance at 2105. That's the 2105 is the micro composite VPOC for where we are trying to hold value after falling out of the making the new highs. But I don't think it's going to be very strong. And then above that, we test the key line in the sand, and then, you know, if we can get above that 2107.50, I think we've got clear sailings up to, we've got the naked close at 2108.75. We've got the 2110.25. It was a prior RTH high, and then we've got a little bit of resistance at 1250. That'll be a key resistance level. And then above that, we got all those targets above. Naked close at 14.25, the CHVN at 2116.50, and naked VPOC at 1719.25. A little bit more resistance at 20.25, and then all those September week highs and those June week highs, and I'm expecting these to all be equalized and to make a new all-time high. Not saying that's going to happen today. I don't think it will, but I think we're going to pop up and test into the 2101 area, 2103.75, if we hold 86. Below 86, then my hypothesis changes, and I think we're going to come down here, and we're going to get stuck in this wick right here, and come back and repair the auction, actually come down and test the overnight low and the lower side of this balance down here at 82.50 and the 82 area. So below 80, you've got a target here at 87.50. That's a main target below right now. That is the microcomposite VPOC going all the way back to the beginning of February. And then we've got our support at 86, and then below 86 we've got the really nothing down there. You've got a little bit of an LVN at 83. We've got the Fed number at 84.25. And then you've got 82.50 in the overnight low. And then below that, first target is 81.25. It's pretty tight, but it is there. Don't do that to me again. Okay, and then 78. You get the CLVN at 79.75, but I think if they get down there, it's really going to be the 78, 75 range low. And then below that, the next big target below is 75.75. Then you've got the 72, which I'm going to shift to 71. And then below that, you got the 68.25 CLVN, and then lower target 66. The key line in the sand for lower prices is going to be that value area low from the microcomposite VPOC that goes all the way back to February. And then below that, we've got 59.55 in the next big destination, which is going to be down here at the 51.50. And I don't think we're going to get that low today, so I don't think we have to go and discuss that. So again, my main hypothesis is if we hold the value area, which we're testing right now, and we find buyers coming in and taking up that overnight high and testing the range high and the break above the range high up into the 21.0150 area and possible continuation. If we get below and get back inside of value, then I'm looking to come down here and find responsive buyers between 91.50 and 86. And I'll be watching these levels to try to find a position to get long into the 2101. I'm actually going to try to build a long position, swing position today, because I think that we're ripe for a move today into tomorrow. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at in the ES. Let's just take a look at the Keltner for a second, see where we are, how that lines up. Right now, the center line is 93.50. Our 24-hour VPOC, 95, we're sitting on it right now. A move up to test the upper Keltner. It's going to take us up into that 99.25. This is not needed anymore. A break below the 93.50 takes us down into that 87.50. So this fits very nicely with our plan right now. On gold, I've been waiting patiently all week, and I did get the long above. The CLVN shifted from 94 down to 92.50, and I did take this long earlier this morning and got my run up into 1230. I am running one right now, and my stop right now is sitting down at 1187.25 or 87.20, and I'm hoping that we get some continuation. I'm looking for a move up into this 1207 area and testing the range high of this microcomposite and back up to where they were holding value just before we fell out of balance up there. And hopefully even continuation up to 1450. So I've been waiting. I mean, it's, with gold with me, it's all about patience. You got to wait and wait and wait for the right setup. Otherwise, you can get chopped up really bad. And you do not want to try to enter a trade in this area now, because this is the composite VPOC that goes all the way back to 2008. So it's the most traded price for 2008. It's why we've been using it as a magnet and waiting for the high probability setups and being patient. They came up and they kept on testing it, but not breaking it. And then today they finally broke it. We got our trade off. All right, so that's what I'm looking at. Quick session this morning. A couple pieces of news. Tomorrow is quad witching. Don't forget that. I am going to be busy in the morning, so I'm going to try to do. I will do the numbers in the morning, but I have to take my daughter to the orthodontist at 9:30, so I won't be trading tomorrow morning. And I'll try to do a live session, but if I do a live session, it's probably going to be about 15 minutes earlier, and it'll be a short session. So just watch Twitter or watch the QL chat for when that will be. Anyway, that's going to complete today's morning leap. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.